Click, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the QuickClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own quick link and begin earning quick cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new quick link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at QuickClick.com.
2 minutes until showtime.
Welcome to QuickClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the QuickClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own quick link and begin earning quick cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new quick link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at QuickClick.com.
You're not coming on to 7:30, just so you know. Leslie, can you hear me? You're coming on at 7:30.
We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talent.
Welcome to QuickClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the Quick Click marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique Quick Link that she can share with friends to begin earning Quick Cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's Quick Link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's Quick Link, Laura receives Quick Cash in her account. And after purchasing, Jessica can now share her own Quick Link and begin earning Quick Cash as well. But Quick Click is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. Quick Click rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new Quick Link makes, Laura will earn additional Quick Cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their Quick Cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use Quick Cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at quickclick.com.
Africa, Salbona, in Senegal, Nangaba, in Kenya, Jambo, in Israel, Shalom, in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with ZeldaSpeaks for your Monday morning mindfulness session on Blog Talk Radio, the Female Solution. Mondays, 7:30 until 9 a.m. Be sure to send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit ZeldaSpeaks.com and send us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, Zelda Speaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moments with us today. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next session of mindfulness on higher learning with Zelda Speaks. Make it a mindful day. And thanks for listening.
Grand Rising. And thank you so much for joining us today. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. Thank you. And we are, whoops, how did that happen? It's Monday morning madness here. Okay, why you want to act like that when we got company? Okay, be nice, girl. Sometimes you have to talk to things, right? Anyway, welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. I'm your host, Zelda Speaks. And we are just here to start your week off with the Mindfulness Stress Relief Session. Today is Monday, January 24th, the first month of the year. Happy birthday, born day if you're celebrating a birthday today. And also, if you are sick and shut in and in need of prayer, just know that we are praying here with you. And for those who are affected by the COVID-19, we are sending love, light, and healing energy out to you. And a special prayer for my girlfriend, Deborah Peterson, who's being released from the hospital today. Yay! So we know that those prayers work. So when you put them, we got some strong prayer warriors up in here. When we put a name on the line, it is going to be miraculous, for lack of a better word. So thank you all for all of the prayers for Deborah Peterson. In the news, oh, I forgot to mention who my guest is today. How small business owners, entrepreneurs can grow their digital footprint with Leslie Jean-Baptiste. He's coming up in the 7:30 hour, right after our 7:30 break. In the news, Wisdom with Mama D. If you did not see that at on Saturday at 12 noon, you have got to go back and see it. And I will read something from that show in our inspiration for today. So just remember that. We'll be talking about that and the global push for peace. If you're listening online, thank you so much for joining us. We are live on social media, ZeldaSpeaks, Facebook.com, ZeldaSpeaks, Facebook.com, HLNTV1. You see that little logo right there? You know you're at the right place. And, excuse me, for Instagram, ZeldaSpeaks, the number 2 and the letter U. And on Pixely, Pixeoly, Pixely.com, which is a new, relatively new, about a year old now, social media site designed by a woman of color, fellow journalist. So be sure and check it out, Pixeoly, and sign up and say hi to me once you do sign up. And don't forget about our YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV Show. And be sure and set your DVRs for the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on Channel 19. And for those of you who have been stuck in the house, who haven't, you might want to go download that free download I have for you at diabeticdonut.com, because you may be like I was, a borderline diabetic for over 10 years and didn't even know it. So it pays to know what your numbers are. Just know that. If you are headed out and about this morning, don't. Just stay home, because it's a hot mess outside. It is snowing. It will continue to snow, and it will snow some more. So you'll have a commute for snowing this morning. But there is a winter weather advisory out. The plows are out trying to get the snows from the tree, and there's just a whole lot going on. So you can expect lots of delays today. 19 degrees, 32, we can deal with 32 in Chicago. We can still go outside with our jackets open. But 19 degrees, not so much. 19 degrees, 28 is the high. And the salt trucks and the snow plows will be out there. So give them extra room and extra time so they don't run you over and have snow all on your car and you get stuck and it's just a hot mess. So anyway, traffic and weather is sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com, ITEX. And if you are looking to travel anywhere in the world, ITEX will allow you. That's one of the travel benefits that they have. And in order to do that, you need to use a promo code ZELDA. Thank you, Richard Piggy. And all the elders who come before us, who get the cooj, and I always give thanks for the ancestors who made it possible for me to be here. So, wind chill is 10 below. Ooh, it feels like 30 below. That's what the weatherman said. So you just want to really wrap up. It'll only be 6 degrees tomorrow. No delays reported on CTA or Metro, but I'm sure they're there. I just didn't get them. As we are looking, it doesn't matter what direction you're going on. It is slow everywhere. The average mile is like 30 to 45 miles per hour. Inbound on the Kennedy is a hot mess, over an hour, 45 minutes on the outbound. Inbound on the Eaton's Lake Cook to the junction, a little bit over 30 minutes inbound, and outbound it's 33. On the Eisenhower, just park your car and just say a prayer, because you ain't going nowhere. It is over 105 minutes. So that's like, what, hour and 5 minutes, and then another hour and 5 minutes on the reverse. So outbound is no better. On the Stevenson, 75 minutes, hour and 15 minutes in, and 55 minutes on the outbound on the Stevenson. There's a crash at 87th and Lamont in Darien, Illinois. On the Dan Ryan, it's an hour inbound and 30 minutes outbound. So expect delays. On the Bishop Ford, 20 in, 18 out, and Lakeshore Drive is 15 minutes in both directions. That's your traffic and weather sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. Be sure and use the promo code ZELDA in order to get that $100 so you can go shopping. It is 7:10 a.m. and I will read you inspiration from Friday's show, from Wisdom with Mama D. And Mama D is one of those souls that knows the importance of our history. And I just want to read to you just a little bit about what Saturday's show was. Wisdom with Mama D, naming ourselves and reclaiming our heritage. Negro, because it means black in Spanish. Let me start over. Wisdom with Mama D, naming ourselves and reclaiming our heritage. The transatlantic slave trade gave the name Negro because it means black in Spanish. Without a name that claims America, instead of claiming a continent, will keep us treated like exiles in our own land. Enslavement stole our tribal names like it did for 246 years of stolen labor through terror and torture, crimes against humanity, followed by 88 years of Jim Crow genocide laws. So we were forced to have English as our mother tongue language. Since we are not immigrants who came by choice from a country with a land and a language, causing them to be bilingual, preferred policies will cause irreparable harm. So we must work to make English the official language. And she goes on to say, this is something that the whole team of the Female Solution is involved in, how to participate in the global push for peace leading up to the 2022 International Day of Peace. And that is to stand up to acts of hate or hate speech on or offline, reduce waste, recycle and reuse and save energy by switching off lights and services. These simple and small acts will help the earth. Learn about peace by reading books, watching documentaries, and researching history to understand the reasons behind conflict in this world. Be kind to others. Be thoughtful of people's circumstances and share information that will help make the world a better, more understanding place. Donate to any peace or charities or fundraising event. And that is the goal of the Female Solution this year in 2022. And if you want to participate, go to the Female Solution Facebook page and send us a comment or inbox it or whatever it is that they do. So I just thought I'd share that with you. That's very important. Go back and see the whole show, Wisdom with Mama D, from Saturday from 12 noon. We're not on at 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturdays, 12 noon until 2 p.m. So you be sure and go and check that out. That's crucial that you do that. And right about now, it's almost 7:15, and we have what's referred to here as our Monday morning mindfulness meditation. And why do we do that, Zelda? Because during the course of the day, we will be bombarded with hate. The world is so full of hate, especially on social media. And it's getting bad in public too. So we have to arm ourselves, build a protective wall around us. And how do we do that? By going within. And you will never hear this on major market TV or radio because they tell you everything you need to know is out there. And it's the furthest thing from the truth. The truth is when you get quiet and get still and listen to the still small voice that is telling you the right thing to do, not the wrong thing to do. When you listen in, you hear things that you wouldn't ordinarily hear because you're quiet. And the ancestors can speak to you. You got a problem? Got an issue you need an answer to? Get quiet. I promise you. The ancestors are just waiting on you to get quiet just so you can hear them speak. The ancestors are always with us. If they weren't, we wouldn't be here because y'all know we go through natural hell in America. So with that said and done, we will simply begin the breathing process of breathing in through our nose and breathing out through our nose. And in that breath, we want to feel the stomach expand. When you breathe in, you'll feel your stomach expand. And when you exhale, you'll feel it decrease. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind. And as you breathe in, focus on the breath because the mind has a tendency to wander. To-do list, you got to wash, you got to shop, groceries, fix breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. The mind is just always working. So the trick is while you're breathing and in the process of meditation is to see those thoughts like they're going down a little stream. Merrily, 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 life is what a dream. So you see those thoughts and you simply inhale deeply, hold it, and exhale. Oh, that feels so good. I feel it everywhere immediately, especially in my shoulders, because this is where I hold all of my attention. So let's do this together. Inhale deeply to the count of 5. Hold it, and exhale. Inhale deeply. Hold it, and exhale. See, this is where I feel my relief immediately, right here in my shoulders, because that's where I hold it. And what I'd like you to do is take these 2 fingers and this thumb, grab the back of the neck, and squeeze that vagus nerve. That is your connection to your spine, to your immune system. Just squeeze it and rub it and give thanks for it because it is a connection that will keep you healthy. You want to always stimulate the organs and the muscles and the tendons and the fibers in your body. Let them know that you're alive because a body in motion, what? Stays in motion. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. And why are we breathing like that? That's to release tension. So if you're watching this morning, please do not look at me. Simply close your eyes and inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Remember, we're breathing through the nose, not through the mouth, but through the nose. And as you breathe in, inhale deeply. Feel your stomach expand. And as you exhale, feel it deflate. Once more, inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Do you feel the calming effect immediately that is coming over your body? Well, that's what the power of the breath will do. It will calm you down in times of chaos and confusion. So let's breathe some more. And this time when we breathe in, let's bring all of that energy from the breath to the top of our head. Let's inhale deeply. Hold it. Bringing the energy of the breath to the top of the head. And as we exhale, allowing that breath to flow down through the rest of the body, through the shoulders, as we inhale deeply. And as we exhale, see the breath with your mind's eye moving down the chest and the stomach and the sides and the back as we inhale deeply. Hold it. And as we exhale, feel that energy moving down through the hips, through the knees, and down through the legs as we continue to breathe in. Sending more love, light, and energy down through the legs, the ankles, the arches, the insteps, and the toes. Feel free to wiggle those toes as you continue to breathe in. Hold it. And exhale, giving thanks for the power of movement because someone somewhere can't move on their own. They need assistance. And look at you moving all on your own. Praise God, to whom all blessings flow. As we breathe in, giving thanks for the power of the breath as we send love, light, and energy back up through the toes and the feet and the ankles and the arches and the instep and the legs as we breathe in. Bringing that energy back up through the knees. Oh, yes, those glorious knees and thighs. You may not understand it now, but keep living. You will one day as we breathe in. Bringing more love, light, and energy back up through the hips, the buttocks, and the back, and the chest as we breathe in. Feeling the stomach expand, and as we breathe out, we give thanks for the power of the breath. Once more, let's breathe in. Bringing that energy back up through the solar plexus, into the shoulders, into the neck, And as we breathe out, exhale through the nose. Take one more long, last, deep inhale deeply, bringing the energy of the breath back up through the face to the top of the head. And take a long, deep stretch. Yes, stretch. Move that body. Stretch, 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 stretch. And this is what I do because I'm sitting in a high chair. Turn as far as you possibly can. Get some movement in that body this morning. Oh, does that feel good? Just hold it for a minute. Oh, yeah, that feels good. And exhale. Inhale deeply. And turn around to the other side. And as you exhale, give thanks that your body can turn that far. Because somebody somewhere can't turn it all. Yes, that feels good. Doesn't that feel good? Stretch. Yes. Move that body. That is something that you can practice on your own anytime and place. As we continue to breathe in, hold it, and exhale. Now this time as you breathe in through your nose, inhale deeply. And look to the left as far as you possibly can, feeling the stretch in the right of the neck. And exhale. Inhale once more. And look to the right as far as you possibly can. And feel the stretch in the left part of your neck. Doesn't that feel good? And bring the head back. Inhale once more. And exhale. As we repeat two of the most powerful words on the planet, we give thanks for the power of the breath as it guides and guards us and directs us to use the words that characterize who we are and how we feel. So I invite you to use these two words. I am. I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole and complete. Inhale deeply. I am happy. I am healthy. I am whole and complete. And you can add any other words with that you want. You see, we give thanks because not everyone has the power of the breath. Someone may be on what do they call that machine that helps you breathe? You may have asthma, COPD, COVID-19. So the breath is very precious right about now as we inhale deeply. Giving thanks for the power of the brain, sending messages of love and light and healing energy to the heart, to the liver, and the lungs, and the spleen, and the spine, and all the systems of the body that are working effortlessly without our even knowing it. As we breathe in, hold it, and as we breathe out. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just activated the happiness gene. So you may wonder why you're walking around so happy and elated today, because you sent love, light, and healing energy all through your body. That is your protective armor that will guide you and guard you and protect you during the course of the day when all the chaos is just happening all out there. And you'll see plenty of it this morning on the expressway. So I hope you don't have to go out there. But anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. And if you are ever attacked physically, mentally, emotionally, you can just start breathing. And if you have close your mouth and inhale through your nose. But when you breathe out through your mouth. And if you got a little funk on your breath, like some garlic or onion, or didn't brush your teeth, I promise you they'll get up off of you. Just breathe in. First they gonna look at you like you're crazy. And then when you blow out, they really gonna think you're crazy. So that's just one of my tips for breathing and being stress-free. Stress reduction. We're never stress-free, but less stress to help you get through the course of the day. And that, my friends, is the Monday morning mindfulness meditation. Be sure and share it with someone, and be sure and check out my YouTube page, Zelda Speaks, or Zelda Speaks Mindfulness, and you'll see more there. So thank you so very much for participating. And if you call in this morning at 515-605-9325, press 1 to speak, and we'll bring you on. My sister of the microphone, Grand Rising Queen, that would be Vienna Robinson. If you did not listen to Soul Purpose Healing last night, Sunday nights, the Female Solution is on from 7 until 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you didn't get a chance to tune in, be sure and go back and see that show. You'll be glad you did. What'd she say? It's 37 in Florida. Wish you were here. I wish I was there. 37? 37 is not bad, because 32 is, like I said, 32 is like a little jacket for us. So anyway, that's not going to happen today. Anywhere, more comments. Naima Latif says, Grand Rising, beautiful queen teacher. You look fabulous this morning. Why, thank you, my dear. Thanks for the morning activation of the happiness gene. Yes, you are happy today, and you wonder why you're smiling. Now you know. Alrighty, thank you so much. Naima will be joining us in the 9 o'clock hour for the after show, so be sure and stick around. But coming up is our guest for the day, Leslie Jean-Baptiste, who will be joining us to teach us how to increase our digital footprint. And as I bring him on, if he would be so kind to tilt back just a little bit, because your head is cut off. There you go. And there he is. Yay! Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Leslie Jean-Baptiste. Am I pronouncing that right?
You are pronouncing it right. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. How are
Fantastic.
you doing?
Fantastic. It's Monday. I saw you having some technical issues. I was having a little bit myself. So it is Monday, but doing very well. Thank you.
What city are you in, if I ask?
I'm actually about 30 minutes west or east of Atlanta. So I'm in Lawrenceville. So I'm in the Atlanta area.
Okay. I am not familiar with I'm familiar with Atlanta, but not the Lawrenceville area. How far did you say that is from Atlanta?
That's about 35, 37 minutes from
that's
Atlanta.
Nowhere.
Yeah, just outside of Atlanta.
Yeah, I noticed there are a lot of people moving south. Have you noticed that as well?
Yes, there is a mass evacuation of the north. As from what I can see, quite a few people that I know personally have moved out here, and I'm seeing more and more of that happening, as well as obviously the prices of real estate and property as a result.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and one of the things we're just tired of being cold.
Yeah, that too. That's why I left.
Yeah. So you're from Chicago?
So I'm originally from New York.
Oh, yeah. So you know about cold.
Yep. So I'm very familiar with the below below zero temps. And then I spent quite a few years in Pennsylvania. About the last 10 years, I was in Pennsylvania.
Really?
So it's cold there as well.
Oh.
And I decided, for my family, for my health, it's just better for me to be in a warmer climate. So we transitioned out here. We've only been out here about a little less than a year. It'll be a year on March 3rd.
Oh, wow. Almost a year. You are a newbie. Yeah. Well, bless your heart.
Thank you.
And thank you for having the courage to do it, because so many people want to leave and they just don't leave.
Yeah, it does take some initiative and action. You make some plans in your life, and you got to just take some action.
Yes, you do. And I'm waiting on that action. Yeah, well, one of these days we'll see what happens. Anyway, it's 7:30 and it's time for our first commercial break. So you stay close, and we will be right back with Leslie Jean-Baptiste. He's going to show you how to increase your digital footprint right here on The Female Solution. So we'll be right back.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with ZeldaSpeaks. Tuesdays, self-care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, repairing broken families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, soulful solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, health and well-being with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, success strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, move around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
To be 120 years old and remain active, healthy, alert, and vibrant. Our bodies are made
The easiest way to make a lot of money is to be early into something. You know, if you'd invested into Bitcoin when it first started, you'd probably be a millionaire. And if
Whether
radio show. Learn how to help your body and yourself feel rejuvenated each day through proper nutrition, sleep, frequency medicine, and many unconventional methods of self-care. I'm Jody Susan. Join me in my amazing
Welcome to Quick.
at 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak. And we'll help you achieve a breakthrough in your health today. Hi, I'm Dr. CJ of Valona Health, where we combine orthopedic manual therapy and neuroscience to treat the whole person. Help us for the day is keep it moving. Doesn't matter how, just keep it moving doing something you enjoy. Walking, dancing, rolling on the floor with your dogs or kids, really anything. The body craves movement to keep its bones, joints, and muscles happy. Even our mental health and internal organs and digestive system rely on our movements. Thanks for being part of the Higher Learning Network.
Welcome to Quick Click, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the QuickClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique Quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning Quick Cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's Quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's Quick link, Laura receives Quick Cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own Quick link and begin earning Quick Cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new QuickLink makes, Laura will earn additional Quick Cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their Quick Cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use Quick Cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at quickclick.com.
And you too can get a free consultation. Info at higherlearningnetwork.org. And that's what's available to you. 24-hour hotline, 312-409-6619. And we are back from our commercial break, and welcome back to the Female Solution. My guest today is Leslie Jean-Baptiste, and he's helping you and me on how to increase our digital footprint. For those
My guest today is
where'd that come from?
Leslie Jean-Baptiste.
Okay.
And he's helping
you. What the heck is going on here?
On how to increase.
I have no idea what that was about. But anyway, it's Monday morning mindfulness, Monday morning madness. So tell us, Leslie Jean-Baptiste, what is a digital footprint? How do we get one? How did we get one? How did we explain all of that for those who may not be
Yes.
technically
So,
savvy?
good morning, by the way. Thank you all for having me here on this show. I am super excited to be here today. Um, as Zelda has just said, we are speaking about your digital footprint. And we're going to break that down in layman terms so everyone can kind of understand what exactly that means and how to increase your digital footprint. What are the steps necessary in doing so and how to maintain it? So, your digital footprint, essentially, what it is, it's everything that has to do with who you are, what you do, how you've gotten there, and how that information is displayed online. It could be a personal digital footprint or it can be a business digital footprint. The majority of what you see going on in the mass or the mass resignations that we see going on throughout the United States is primarily because the majority of people have decided that they want to venture out into entrepreneurship. So
Mm.
we have a good number of people deciding that they want to experience independence when it comes to their financial growth, and
Mhm.
realizing the power of the internet. They are assured that they can either grow a business or or become more prevalent in their skill sets. So if they're speakers, they're looking to get their own speaking engagements. If they're attorneys, they're leaving their offices and they're going to work on their own, as well as other professionals, licensed professionals, and entrepreneurs. So we see this huge influx of people wanting to be entrepreneurs today. So we're going to be speaking to and even for those who are looking to get just a better opportunity or a better job, increasing your digital footprint is essential now, and it will continue to be one of the most essential things that you can do in order to increase your opportunity or to uh, better position you for those opportunities that will present themselves for you.
Now I have a question.
Yes.
Some might say that our digital footprint is already there. And why do, okay, you just explained why we need it, but what if that footprint that you're making is not what you expect?
Hmm. So there's two types of digital footprints. There's your personal
Okay.
footprint, and then
Okay.
there's your business footprint. And so, what most people are seeing now is they have a personal footprint. So, if I were to search you through social media, all your social media platforms, I would see that you have, posted to your social media platforms. You've posted to your LinkedIn. There's obviously some information that people can search about you when it comes to doing certain types of background checks. So that would be a basic digital footprint. And so as long as you've created an account with a social platform, you've begun to increase your personal footprint. But oftentimes, what we see, a personal footprint and a business footprint are two completely different things. And what we're seeing is there needs to be a division between the two. And what's happened is there's a blurring of the lines, and you have a bunch of consumers who feel as if they do have a stable digital footprint, but when it comes to professionalism, it hasn't helped them, and it can't help them because it's a personal footprint.
A personal footprint will not help you in business. Is that what you're saying?
So it can, depending on your style of business. So if I'm an attorney, of course, my personal Facebook profile or Instagram profile or LinkedIn profile can assist in helping me to grow. However, it's still a personal profile. Now, if I work for a firm, or let's say I have my own company, the the professionalism of a business profile does a lot more for a small business than a personal profile can.
Ah, okay. Okay. So, how does one start the process,
Yeah.
and what type of tools, if any, would they need?
So apart from setting up, so if you are a small business owner, some people say, hey, you know what? I only use Facebook, or I only use Instagram, or I only use YouTube. This is far from what you should be doing. In fact, as a small business owner, you want to have a profile on every single platform out there. Even if you're not posting to Pinterest, you want to create a Pinterest account, because a lot of these platforms, what you can do is you can have content that is multi-purpose. So one piece of content can be repurposed for other platforms. So if you are using Facebook, that same content can then be repurposed, cut up if it needs to be cut up, if it's a longer video. You can turn different things that you've already done into shorter reels. You can create graphics and reuse them on different platforms. But you want to have a sense of cohesion and consistency across all platforms. And here's why. Every person has a preference for a platform that they prefer to use. And likewise, the people who you are seeking to do business with or wanting to learn about you, they have a preference on which platforms that they prefer to use as well. So the more you spend time on one particular platform, you're almost leaving food on the table, essentially, for your business. And so casting a wide net when it comes to your social platforms is going to be the first thing that you do when it comes to increasing your digital footprint.
So, so how do you find out what your target market, what their preferred platform is? How do you discover that? Just by being online, I guess, doing a search?
So this is a very good question. In order to determine where your target market is, it's extremely important to do what's called it's a consumer. It's called a customer avatar. You're creating your customer persona or your customer avatar. And what this is a detailed breakdown of exactly everything that we need to know about our consumer: where they are, what they eat, what school they go to, how many kids they have, what's their annual income, household income, what do they do for a living. Our consumers are relatively hanging out somewhere, and once you know who they are, what they look like, then you'll know what platforms they are on. And so each platform, each social platform has a demographic that they most likely, attract. So Twitter's going to have a demographic. Instagram is going to have a demographic. Now, some people might say, "Oh, my business is really catering younger people, so I'm just only going to be on TikTok." Well, the problem with that is there's quite a few people who aren't familiar with TikTok yet, who you could be educating or driving to your date or your content on TikTok, and you would use another platform in order to educate them. So what's happened is, and that's why you see a lot of videos on YouTube that has the TikTok emblem behind it, because they are driving you from YouTube, from Instagram to TikTok, from Facebook to TikTok. And so that's how you begin the process by finding. But the first step is developing a customer persona. As it's pretty in depth, but it's one of the things that a lot of small businesses aren't doing on the front end to really determine where should they be spending the majority of their energy.
So is that to say that you need to know, well, of course it is to say that you need to know who your target market is and how to go about reaching that market?
Absolutely. Once you know who your target market is, where they're hanging out, you can spend some quality time in that particular platform. So for example, if I know my demographic is Instagram, I'm going to want to grow my customer base and focus on Instagram. However, I'm going to repurpose that content that I'm posting on Instagram for the other platforms as well. I'm not going to stay stuck to Instagram because though Instagram has its benefits, there's going to be a variety, a number of people who aren't on Instagram for whatever reason. They might say, hey, I prefer not to use Instagram. I like Twitter. Well, for you to say, hey, I'm only going to do Instagram, you're essentially leaving food on the table for you and your business.
I'm so glad you said that because just last year I discovered I thought Instagram was for kids. I didn't know. And I was avoiding it. And then I saw a couple of my colleagues on it and I was like, oh, really? And then I'm looking at the footage that's on it and I was like, there's a lot of adults. It's mostly adults.
Yes.
It's like, girl, you've been sleeping. I was like, oh, really? Okay. Now I got 3 Instagram pages. Don't ask me how that happened. Please don't. Well, I know how 1 happened. I know how 2 happened. I don't know how the 3rd happened because the second one is for our home. It's called HLN.homeless.project. That's where we raise money for the homeless in order to buy generators, as you'll see that scrolling on the screen there. So I did not know, and I put a call out, and people are donating for generators and for heaters from Instagram. Who knew? I was like, we've been having a challenge trying to get these heaters and these everything else because it's snowing out. Well, you don't know, but because you're down there. But I'm looking at the snow coming down. And it's like these people out there in the snow, they need help. And we're not here to judge them. We're here to help them.
Yes.
So Instagram. So thank you for sharing that because I'm so excited about Instagram now. I don't know something to be excited about, but I am.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, the same goes for those established businesses. So there's a lot of businesses who are already established who are leaving food on the table. And when it comes to them expanding or growing or scaling, what they're failing to do is they're failing to use the internet to help increase their digital presence. I'll give you a perfect example. If there's a company who has e-commerce products, they've already begun to generate traffic to their website. They've got tons of people coming and making purchases. And so they're looking to spend money to drive traffic because they know they might have, they might have a solid customer base, and all they want to do is get more customers. So they might spend money in order to do what's called pay-per-click advertisements, or they might do display ads on Google in order to drive traffic. Now, this is not bad. However, before taking this step, what some small businesses aren't realizing, instead of spending the money in order to pay for a company like myself to run ads for you, one of the most simplest things you can do to grow your business is to create a store on a social platform. So for example, Instagram, you can create a store on Instagram. And some people might say, why would you want to do that? I already have a website. Well, the average person that's on social media doesn't want to leave social media to go to your website. They really don't.
Yes.
And so having your items in your Instagram store is going to increase the likelihood that those types of people who don't want to leave Instagram are still going to purchase your items, or at least peruse your products and eventually want to do business with you. The same thing can be said for Facebook. Facebook has its own marketplace, and you can actually create a store on Facebook.
Is that in the Facebook Business Suite?
It's actually in the Facebook marketplace. So you can actually create ads for your products that way, and again, increase your exposure, increase your digital footprint.
Is there a fee for that marketplace?
There isn't. There's no fee to do that for Instagram or Facebook.
Okay. Now, do you know what's the difference between the marketplace and the business suite?
So the business suite is something that you're going to use in order to do your advertisements, to make any specific settings changes for your business. The business suite is a pretty in-depth part of Facebook that really helps the small business owner create the business profile, change necessary settings for their business page. So there's you can have a personal profile on Facebook, and you can have a business page on Facebook. Once you have a business page, you'll have a business suite. You have access to the business suite where you can go in and actually boost posts, create ads, and do the likes.
When you boost those ads and the pay-per-click, what is the likely probability of you increasing your, well, I know your numbers will increase, but what's the possibility of increasing sales?
So it all depends on your sales funnel. What we notice is that many small businesses expect that just because they drive traffic, or they're paying for ads to get people to their Facebook page, that is automatically going to increase conversions. It's actually contrary to that. The majority of people need to see your business between 7 to 30 times before they take action. So one of the things that a lot of small businesses are failing to do, and entrepreneurs failing to do, is thinking of their sales funnel as an all-encompassing machine for their business. And so what that looks like, a customer, a potential customer comes to your social media, they see a post that they really like with what's called a call to action. Go to my website now for a free ebook or a free product. They'll then go to the website in order to obtain the free product.
Right.
On the website, again, there should be cohesion. There should be consistency, that when they come to wherever you're sending them, there is no confusion. You're not sending them to a home page. You're sending them directly to the offer. Once they get to that offer, now you want to position yourself in a way to be able to capture the most important information for that client. Forget the sale. The most important information is going to be their name, email, and phone number. And so what's happened is small businesses will say, oh no, I have the best products. I'm paying all this money for Google to send traffic to my website, but nothing's happening. Well, the reason why nothing's happening is because the average person will come to your site, will see what you have to offer, and will leave. But before they leave, you want to give them an opportunity to get something of great value from you. And that's where the free offer comes in. Everyone wants something for free. And so creating a draw, we called it a lead magnet, a lead magnet product. So for example, if I'm an author, maybe I want to give my first chapter for free of my book, right? And in doing so, they're going to say, ooh, you know what? I want to get that first chapter. Let me go ahead and I'll give them my name and email to start reading this book. They'll give the name and email, and voila, you now have what's called a solid lead. And the reason why it's a solid lead is because you've given them something of great value. And so imagine reaching out to that client and saying, hey, my name is Leslie. Thank you. I saw that you came to my website the other day. Thank you so much for downloading the first chapter of our book. We'd love to to get your input on what that chapter is like. Let me give you a follow-up call in about a week, and we can kind of discuss it a little bit more and see if you're interested in getting the whole book. It's a shorter call. It's a non-sales call, and you position yourself as an expert because you've given something without wanting something in return. And so that actually is going to work in your favor.
Do you actually call them, or do you email them, or do you text them?
So I'm an all-encompassing type of marketer. We always encourage small businesses to use every channel that they potentially can. If a client gives you a name, email, phone number, they may want to get text. They may want to get a phone call. They may want to get an email. So what we do is we use an all-encompassing approach. We'll call, we'll email, we'll text. And the reason why is because not
Me.
everyone reads their email. Not everyone is reading emails every day, right?
That could be me.
Some people, in fact, most of us skim emails. So your email
Yeah.
might be missed.
Yeah.
And so following up the email, because what will happen is you start off with an email through what's called a drip campaign.
Right.
A lot of people overcomplicate business because they're not setting up what's called automations digitally, right? And so once the person gives you their name, email, and phone number, sure, you can sit there and individually type up emails, but that's going to delay your time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And imagine you have 1,000 people coming into your funnel a week. Sending individual emails weekly is going to drastically take your time.
Yes.
So the best thing to do is to set up what's called email drip campaign, which is an automation. There are tons of companies out there that offer email. It's called an email autoresponder. And so what the email autoresponder does is the minute that person who's interested in reading your first chapter of your book gives the name and email and phone number, there's a correspondence that goes out to them right away. So they'll get the first chapter through maybe a PDF, and maybe the next day you'll say, hey, thank you yesterday for downloading, the first chapter of the book. And it's what you're doing is you're setting up your drip campaigns before the customer even comes into your funnel. So you'll know exactly on day one.
You will know on day one exactly what they want.
Yeah, so you'll know on day one exactly what the customer is going to get from you. So for example, on day one, they'll get that welcome email. On day 5, they'll get a different offer. Maybe you'll invite them to an event. Maybe you can, you're using the email to initiate the communication. However, you do have access to their phone number as well to send follow-up text messages as well as calling if necessary.
Is it okay to well, I guess it is okay to text them if they left their information there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And one of the things in business is to be transparent, right? So once they give you the name and email, right there, you can say, hey, we're going to be sending you some value. We're going to be sending you some awesome content. We're going to be sharing with you some information that's really going to help you grow, right? And that person then is going to be looking forward to it, right? Because you're telling them ahead of time, we are going to be sending you out some value.
Okay. And we have a question from a viewer, that publisher Gary Hunter says, how do you know the difference between a personal page and a business page other than the name? How do you know that?
Yes. So business pages, now for the average person, if they come across a business profile, they're going to know, obviously, because of the name, just as Gary said. But for you as the business owner, when you're creating a profile, number one, you're going into your personal profile in order to add the business account. So you would go into Instagram and actually go into your settings and create a new business profile for your business. You would do the same thing for Facebook. And so that's how you're creating your business profile. For YouTube, it's quite simple. There is no account for business. However, creating an account using your business name, business logo, and keeping it professional and branding your business throughout the process is what's going to separate you from a business page or business account from a personal account. I'm not sure if that answered the question, but the average person is not interested in knowing the difference between business and personal. They're more so concerned about how your services will help them or how your business helps them.
Good point. I have a question about the email drip campaign and the autoresponder. Can you expound on that just a little bit?
Absolutely. So there are many companies out there that they're called email autoresponders. They provide you a tool that you can set everything up prior to anyone entering your sales funnel so that you know exactly what content you're sharing when. So you can almost preemptively plan what social media posts they're going to see. And of course, if you're in business, you're creating content as you go along. However, with the drip campaign, you can almost plan ahead. So if you know you have an event coming up, you can actually put that information within a drip campaign to come out to them on a specific day at a specific time, and then to set up reminders so that the customer or client is being reminded. So it's essentially helping you manage the communications of your business without ever having to ever press a button once you've set it up.
Oh, that sounds awesome. How do we begin? Gary says, thank you. Don't answer that question. When we come back, it's 8:01. We're going to take our next break. And when we come back, if you just joined the conversation, Gary says, publisher Gary Hunter says, thank you. When we come back, we are continue the conversation with how small business owners and entrepreneurs can grow their digital footprint and why that's important. And our guest today is the very own Leslie Jean-Baptiste, right here on the Female Solution. So you stay close and we'll be right back.
Chicago Book Fair 2020 Vision Festival campaign. That's right. You can support the vision of reviving Black literary excellence in the city by simply taking the $20 or more and donating it on our website. Visit www.soulfulchicagobookfair.com and click the donate tab on our homepage. Or give us a call at 646-359-6645, and we welcome you, helping us breathe literary life into the South Side of Chicago. What happens when a group of people are kidnapped from their homes, smuggled away in chains, and held captive in a foreign land where they are tortured, raped, and forced to perform hard labor by the lash of a whip and under the constant threat of death? Slavery, the African American psychic trauma. What happened to the doctors, writers, scientists, builders, educators, and spiritual leaders from Africa's golden age? Who did they really capture and sell into slavery?
Welcome to
All African Americans suffering from psychic trauma because of a conspiracy to hide their true identity? Do you have psychic trauma? Take the test on page 22 of the book and see. Order it online today at www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com. Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Helping culture world peace and restoration of life, transcend culture, religion, ideologies, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I'm Director Kim of HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com.
The Quick Click, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickLick. On QuickLick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the QuickLick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own Quick Link and begin earning quick cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new QuickLink makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at quickclick.com.
And thank you for being a part of the Female Solution right here on blogtalkradio.com, the Female Solution. And on our Facebook page, you can join us, HLN TV show. Excuse me, HLN TV 1. And also on ZeldaSpeaks. It is 8:06, and we're back with Leslie Jean-Baptiste on how small business owners and entrepreneurs can grow their digital footprint. And if you'd like to join the conversation this morning, we'd love to hear your questions. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. We've got some questions here as well. Gary says, email responder, is that inside of your email, or must it be done by a couple? A couple of what, Gary? Oh, 2 people? Okay, you can answer that question because I don't get it.
So email autoresponder. So basically what you would do, and I'll give you a couple names of some email autoresponder providers. We recommend Constant Contact for new small businesses. They have an amazing customer service. They're 24/7 customer service, so you can always get someone to speak to. And to me, that's always important, especially for those that are not familiar with how they work. They also do onboarding, free onboarding, so you can actually get on a call with one of the representatives there. Mm-hmm. And essentially, Constant Contact, AWeber is another one, AWEBER, AWeber. There's another one called Get Response, GET Response, and those are just the top 3. And there's some others as well. MailChimp is also another one. Mail, MAIL, Chimp, CHIMP. And these companies, essentially, what they do is they provide you a tool, and the tool itself, it's web-based. It's similar to your email system, but more of a mass emailer as well as a storer of data. HubSpot is also a well-known provider. And what basically you do with these tools is you set up your communications. Essentially, it's connecting all the data for the people that come into your funnel into a system where they now receive regular communication. So I'm not sure the first part of your next question, Gary. I think you were asking, if you don't mind re-asking the question while I finish this final point. So imagine you're getting tons of people who are interested in your business, and you have a lot of information to share with them. And obviously you don't want to share it all at once because it's overkill.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're using the email autoresponder to trickle value, to trickle information. Now, most people don't want to read a super long email. So you want it to be super short. You want your subject line to be captivating, interesting. You want the content within the email to be short, precise, and you want to have a call to action, meaning you're telling the customer what is it that you want them to do. It could be, hey, go check out our last post. Go check out our blog post go check out our blog post on our website. Hey, we have a special 20% off. What people have failed to understand is just like the larger companies, Nike, Reebok, and all these other larger companies, Fendi, Versace, all of them using email autoresponders, not because they're trying to sell you in that moment, but they want to remind you that they are at the top of your mind. So the people who are emailing you aren't necessarily always trying to convert you. What they're trying to do is help you to remember that they are the authority within the niche. And that's really essentially what your emails are supposed to do for you. Some people feel as though email is a bother to their consumer. The reason why you feel that way is because you're not individualizing your content. So for example, as people are coming into your sales funnel by providing the name and email, you can segment them out in other ways. So the first initial part is them entering the funnel. From there, you can send out another email that segments them. So for example, like the author, if I gave you my first chapter, you gave me your name and email. On day 2, I welcomed you and thanked you for downloading that. On day 3, I might say, hey, anyone interested in a virtual event that I'm holding, right? When they click on that link, I'm sorry?
Is that all in the auto response?
Yeah, that's all in automation, right? So you're planning this ahead. You're planning your marketing strategy ahead. So the customers essentially are going through your funnel. If you ever see a funnel, all right, it's, you know, a strainer. If we ever see a strainer in a kitchen, it's wide at the top and then it goes skinny at the bottom. And so the first part of it is wide. You know, you cast a wide net, you've got people in. From there, you're creating emails that are allowing you to segment that group out into groups that you can speak directly to about specific things. So for example, if I send out an offer for people to join my webinar or my virtual event, and people click on that link within an email that I determined beforehand, from there, they go into another list. I can create another list specifically for those people who said they were interested in the webinar. What this does is it causes a segmentation within your business. And now I'm speaking to people who were interested about the webinar, only about the webinar. I'm not speaking to them about other things. I'm really being very specific with the list, with the people within that list, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. Gary, excuse me. So Gary, I hope that answered your question, but he also says, can you put the name of the company that you represent and how we reach him?
Yes. So if you were to search Leslie Jean-Baptiste, you would be able to find my company on LinkedIn. I'm the owner of a company called Team Genius Marketing. And essentially we are full service digital marketing agency. We work with companies on the foundational level by taking looks at their website, seeing how that initial interaction looks like for visitors to their website. We focus on the customer journey. We look at your business as an all-encompassing approach. Our main goal is really to help you understand what it feels like to be your customer. And we help you to see what that journey looks like, so we can kind of cover up the holes where we're losing people. If it's, we need work on your website, that's one. I think the majority of people focus so much on the website and they're missing the bigger picture, which is the entire sales funnel process. So we really work to help small businesses and entrepreneurs develop that small business process.
Okay,
that sales funnel process.
Okay, thank you so very much for that answer. Now, you mentioned that small business focus on the website so much, and they need to be focusing more on that funnel and how to increase sales. So in that effort, so are you saying the funnel itself, the effort to get that machine rolling and have them purchase it, that's more important than the website itself? So what if you don't have a website? Because you could have Instagram, or because you got a store.
Exactly.
You don't need it.
Exactly. As you notice, there are people succeeding without a website. You know,
Yeah.
there's tons of YouTubers who don't have a website, and they're affiliates, right? But they have thought of the customer journey. They have thought of the process, which is why so many of them are successful. And the reason why we see the successful ones is because they have thought ahead of time. They have created scripts. They have created themes. They have thought of the customer in a way of, hey, what value, what do my people need, and how can I best allocate those resources to them without it being without it being overcomplicated. So, in simple terms, your funnel can literally be from video to product, right? If you are a reviewer of products on YouTube, if I'm reviewing Apple mouse, or technology or products, my value in explaining things and giving people a different way of seeing that information. So it coming from me individualizes it. My tone, my excitement, my ability to explain things in ways other people aren't able to explain it increases the likelihood that I'm going to build my audience. But building the audience is only one aspect of it. I need to think, what am I, once that audience is built, or as I'm building that audience, what do I want them to do? Where do I want them to go? If I just did reviews about technology and never gave people an opportunity to purchase those products using my referral link, then I can have 100,000 visitors or views, but it's not going to translate into money. It's not going to translate into income or finances.
Say that again, please. Repeat. Please.
So you can literally have 100,000 followers and it not translate into income if you haven't thought of the process ahead of time. It's a customer journey, and that you need to focus on, because understanding how customers think, the psychology behind what's going on in our heads when we're watching things and when we're listening to things, is really going to help you to know what the next step needs to be. Mm-hmm. So if I'm again, we'll go back to the author. If I'm an author and I'm on YouTube and I'm, maybe reviewing other people's books, at the end of the video, I can say, hey, and if you don't know who I am and you haven't taken a look at my products, go to my website or go here on Amazon. There's a link in the description below that's going to lead you there. Now, once they get there, right? Once they get there, you've done your job on the first part of your job. But what are you using in order to capture them? What are you using in order to get the name and email? Because from YouTube, they go to a link, they press on a link, they go there. Are you tracking them? Do you know that they went? Do you know who they are? Do you know what devices they're using? And so setting up your entire sales funnel by incorporating these different things is really what's going to help you to really grow exponentially in your business.
Now, that's some powerful information. We've got some questions. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. We're going to the phone line 312-671. Grand Rising, what's your question as it relates to how to grow your digital footprint here on the Female Solution? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Shalom, Grand Rising. Assalamu alaikum. Minister Robert Floyd from Chicago, Illinois.
Grand Rising, Minister Plum. Thank you so much for calling, Minister Robert Floyd Plump from Chicago.
Thank you. Well, it sounds like to me, I didn't get all the information just yet about at least this email, but I would like to put that and the names and that type of thing. And because it sounds like to me that he's branding. What he's doing is branding either the personality, the character, to a book to tell their story. And my question, first of all, is he in Chicago?
No, he's in Atlanta, suburb of Atlanta. No.
He's in Atlanta.
No, somebody had sense enough to leave here.
I remember John Lewis being on a lot of Atlanta and Andrew Young. I worked with them back in the day with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Andrew, the latest Dr. King birthday.
Yes.
As they say, well, long, Mama D says that all the time.
Yes. Enjoyed you on Mama D's show on was it Saturday? Yes.
Yes.
So what's your question? Oh, he wanted to know your contact information. Okay, and I can put that information up on the screen as well. And what would you like for me to include in that, Leslie?
They can go to our website, www.team genius genius marketing.com. Team Genius Marketing.
Marketing.com. Marketing.com. Okay.
Zelda,
Yes, sir.
Zelda, will you be so good and kind? And I thank God for the female solution. Because you all are helping the brand, and I need all the help I can get, for my book.
Okay.
I don't know. The thing about my car burn up, that's a story of a book by itself.
Oh,
it was like a movie.
Oh, wow.
Just before Dr. King's birthday, my car caught on fire and it blew up too.
Oh, wow.
Running for your life. Get out of there.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought about it. Yeah. On January 14th. That was just the day before Dr. King's birthday.
Oh.
And, I went out to Kia International. My car was a Kia, to get it fixed.
Mm-hmm.
But then they denied me. I wondered too, was it because I was black or it was just so busy they couldn't take care of me at that day. But I had a gas leak. That's what happened.
Oh, wow. Well, I am so glad to see that you are still here with us, because you could have been in that car when it blowed up. So thank you so very much for having the insight to get out the way, to get out in time. Okay, so so I want to thank you. I know, back in Vietnam. Yeah, you probably felt like that. I want to thank you, Minister Robert Floyd Plus. So please contact him at teamgeniusmarketing.com. Is there also a phone number?
There is 610
809
6425.
6425. And I'm going to post that up because not everyone is internet savvy. So you can contact them at Team Genius Marketing 610-809-6425. So I hope you have that. Now let's take another call. 706-202. You are live on the Female Solution. Grand Rising. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Grand Rising. Zelda.
Grand Rising.
I'm calling you from the stolen lands of where my brother's sitting at in Georgia, the Muscogee Creek.
Yes.
And, I've been listening to what he's sharing in marketing, and it's excellent in the way that he's designed his algorithms and the way in which it does, and funneling down people's information and putting it into perspective as potential buyers or marketing potential. The thing that I'm understanding is that, Ruha Benjamin wrote a book, Race and Technology. And this technology has a good part and it has a bad part. Because when you leave your footprint, that means is that if you may not want to continue marketing with this person, but you left your information in their system. And this is the thing about privacy and marketing. People sell information constantly. This is what the internet does. The internet is a marketing tool to market the human behavior. What are the patterns of buying and selling, and what are the patterns of the human to this new call it a new techno-slavery.
Techno-slavery.
Right, because what you could do is that it becomes, so attractive, so enticing. I work with recovery people and I work with addicts. And now we're faced with the children that are now addicts to the phone.
Yeah, wow.
So I see the part of helping people to get their business going and being able to do that. But the other part is that it's really challenging to say, okay, I go to the company and I put my book out there and say, well, no, I found something better. But all of my information is still in his system.
Right.
And what happens in that system, because anytime you push the button enter on a computer, it's in the system forever. You may think Control Alt Delete, but it doesn't delete. It is in the system because your number is like your Social Security number. Your IP number is a tracking system that tracks everything that you think is on the computer.
Every single thing. Everything. I am looking at the article that you sent me, and it says the internet knows you better than your spouse does. And the traces we leave on the web and on our digital devices can give advertisers and others surprising and sometimes disturbing insights into our psychology. I love the fact that it at least tells the truth about why companies are interested, but also this technology poses risk unless it is managed carefully and ethically. It can invade privacy. So how does one do that?
That's a very good question. And Kwame, thank you so much for pointing that out. Yes, there is a major concern in the marketing marketing industry to protect people's privacy. And small businesses are taking the lead on that by, number one, never sharing other people's data with other companies. So for example, let's say if I have 4,000 people within my list of customers and potential leads, taking that list and then sharing or providing that list to another marketing company or firm is what's called a violation of people's privacy.
And Lord knows they violate it all day, every day. Everybody in America gets junk mail all day, every day. It's like, how did they get that name? I only use that name on such and such and such. So it's like, how did they get that? That's a name I made up.
So there's definitely some risk involved. The best thing to do as a small business owner is to be ethical, is to be transparent, and to allow for people to unsubscribe. So I have text automation, I have email automations. If you want to unsubscribe and you press unsubscribe, you will never receive a correspondence from me again. That in that realm. So for example, unsubscribing from my company via email won't necessarily unsubscribe you from the text message marketing. So it may seem, the person may seem bothered or annoyed that they're still getting correspondence from me, but they still have the ability to unsubscribe from the text message as well. So it's the same thing as social media. When you're creating posts on social media, people have the ability to unfollow you. They have the ability to unfollow, to unfriend your business. I mean, to unfriend you, to unfollow your business. So through social media, we notice that people aren't as offended. They become offended when you go into their inbox, when you're in their inbox, when you're in their text message, when you're calling them. So if someone says, your company calls someone and they say, hey, you know what? Why are you calling me? We need to be proactive and not assuming that person doesn't want to hear from us. They might just not want to get a phone call. So it's really getting to that, saying, hey, we're sorry if we bothered you. Are you okay with receiving phone calls from our company? Sometimes you can preemptively test those things out. So let's say if you have a long list of people, you can create a campaign to call them and see if they are okay with getting calls in the future, right? That will save you the hassle of, calling them out of the blue and really interrupting, or, what they might consider violating their privacy.
Okay. Kwame, Baba, Kwame Sunhorse from Georgia, you wanted to speak?
Yeah, I was looking at what he's sharing and unsubscribing. What I'm looking at is that, okay, Facebook. When Facebook first came out, I got on Facebook and I seen the potential of what it was going to do. I got off of it. And I went back in to connect with somebody. Do you know, in 10 years, it went back to exactly the moment when whatever I put in, it was still there.
Wow. Yeah.
I unsubscribed and took everything out. It's still a digital footprint. That's
yes.
the thing. When that footprint is the World Wide Web. And what I'm saying is that the potential of being able to, we see it in court cases on movies. Mm-hmm. They can go back and get all of the information off of a hard drive or off of a server.
Yes.
And put somebody away for life.
Yeah.
And so with Trump, and they're showing how the people in Britain, the marketing company, sold the information to work on his campaign.
Yes.
To be elected. This is how the system works, and we can use it to our advantage. It can be, the AI is good for artificial intelligence is good, but it is not better than the divine intelligence.
Amen.
This is where we have to learn how to separate intelligence from artificial, because it says artificial, it's not real.
Right. Artificial intelligence versus AI intelligence. Excuse me, versus divine intelligence. AI is artificial intelligence. You're absolutely right. Thank you.
Yeah. So
before you answer, before you respond to that, it's 8:30. We got to take our next commercial break. So just hold on, and we'll be right back here with Leslie Jean-Baptiste, how small business and entrepreneurs can grow their digital footprint, and some of the other information that you need to know, how it might be a hazard as well. So stay close.
That sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the QuickClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own quick link and begin earning quick cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new quick link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at quickclick.com.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solutions Global Radio TV show. We are a part of the online network of Associated Internet Radio, On Air. On Air empowers you with transformative news and interactive radio TV shows. This is such a wonderful time to be alive and to see our human family coming together as one community as a result of that powerful tool, the internet. We can now talk directly to each other all over the world. There's no need for conflict or misunderstanding. There's no need for violence to solve our differences. We can talk to each other face to face until we reach an agreement. On Air offers a fantastic global guide to communicators from all over the world who are using their internet platforms to inspire us to strive to be our best selves in order to become the kind, compassionate, loving people we were all born to be. Once we do that, we'll see planet Earth transformed into a place of peace. Subscribe to the recommended YouTube channels, Facebook pages, and podcasts created by these Voices of Enlightenment. On Air provides daily news briefs and a weekly magazine to keep you abreast of events and opportunities. On Air news affiliates in television, radio, and print share information, insights, and interviews with notable personalities. Go to OnAirEverywhere.com for a daily dose of uplifting news. We're on air everywhere, online all the time.
Oh man, God sent the monthly sun bill today. This sunlight is really expensive, especially during this season. I'll probably have to work overtime to pay it.
Well, you better pay it on time. We don't want the sun to go out and we're sitting up here all day in the dark. Wouldn't it be terrible if God charged us for sunlight? Well, thank God, the light and heat from the sun is free. So why are we paying such high bills for the energy we use in our homes? Because we don't know how to use solar energy, the free energy from the sun. You can convert your regular home to a solar energy home and save tremendously on your electric bill. Take a look at your electric bill. Wouldn't you like to reduce or possibly even eliminate that cost altogether? Let one of our solar consultants show you how. Call today, 312-849-3456, and schedule a free consultation. That's 312-849-3456.
Last one.
About finances, family, wealth, job, relationships. Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answer yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the hope within your head. No hype, just down to earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice daily. It's really food for the soul. Whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, reverse type 2 diabetes, publish a book, promote your product or service, or just make extra money. To take advantage of the deal of the day, go to ZeldaSpeaks.com or call 312-409-6619. Mention promo code The Female Solution and get free shipping. That's ZeldaSpeaks.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit ZeldaSpeaks.com.
And we are back, and I have never thought I'd get a chance to see this. You can't go to my website, ZeldaSpeaks.com, because it crashed. How did that happen? We were asking for donations for the homeless, and they were coming through, and I guess they were coming through at such a rate that the website couldn't handle it, so it crashed. So now that I'm talking to you here, Leslie John, Les Brown has a son called John Leslie. So you know my mentor in the speaking industry, Leslie Jean-Baptiste. And we're talking about how to grow your digital footprint. But before we went to break, let me back up just a second here. One of the commercials you saw about quick. You can't go to ZeldaSpeaks.com, but you can go to higherlearningnetwork.org because that one is, they both crashed. Don't ask me how that happened. I don't know about the technical stuff, but we're getting donations. Thank you so very much for all those donations for the homeless to get generators and heaters. And thank you, Baba Kwame Sanhos, for giving us information on one of the kind of heaters to get. Now, I said that to say this. even though Zelda Speaks is down, please go to higherlearningnetwork.org and thank you for subscribing to our YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV show, as well as Facebook.com, HLNTV1. But I want to go back to the my what do you call it here? My page, my blog. On that blog, I show how to, and it just disappeared. I show, there it is. I show how they are robbing you blind. So please go to my blog, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com, and you'll see exactly what I mean. Now let's get back, because we only got a good 15 minutes here. Before we went to commercial break, as we were talking throughout the whole show, how to increase your digital footprint. And there are some side effects to that. And Baba Kwame's son, Horace, wanted to speak just briefly on that, on the hazards of that digital footprint. It's necessary if you're in business. It's necessary, but you also got to have a guard, a shield up. And Baba Kwame's son, Horace, go ahead and expound on that, if you would, please.
Well, and it's just like with anything that we do with business, because we're now in a virtual world, and this is how things are connected, we have given up certain privileges that we interact at face-to-face at a business table, as opposed to sitting on a Zoom page. And yes, that has allowed us to be worldwide in the web, but the essence of it is that the part of being able to know that person and that person know you, and following, they can go on information highway and find who you are, where you've been, where you come from, all of your ins and outs when they want to research you. Mm-hmm. But the essence of it is that in knowing the human heart, it's hard to know the human heart with a computer. So these are the challenges of us changing this system, because that was once upon a time a thing that in this country, the people that were here didn't write contracts, didn't write all of this stuff. It was a handshake and your word.
Yes.
A man was known by his word. Mm-hmm. And so this is what we're looking at, because in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. And how do we have an artificial God that's using words that are not the Word of God? Word of man, and we're out of order. And so I just challenge myself in looking at how I can use this for the better techno-spiritual, to do techno-spiritual work, but I also don't forget that I have to go back to the natural spiritual. And that's why I say we need the overground railroad, because what's above us is all the energy of the universe. Mm-hmm. And the internet is interneted into the planet. The planet is connected. Internet it's a root system that is connected, and through the crystalline energy that's made from the minerals that they've taken to make this whole system comes from the earth. And economics, what we're looking at economics, the first base part of economics is you got to have land. Land is the basis of all economics. Whatever product you try to make it do whatever, it's got to come from the energy and the things that came out of the earth. So we've got to learn how to define what we're using, control, and not have someone else control the mind. We have to control our own mind, because the thing is that the human body is one of the most magnificent computers once you understand yourself.
Amen. And once you have that information and you know what to do with that information, you can move forward in your business. But you have got to protect yourself and doing your work. So with all of this information that is here for you to move forward with, how do you protect yourself, Leslie John? How do you protect the information that you put out there? not only yourself, but the information. Or is that possible? Can you hear me?
So it looks like I might be having some technical difficulty. Not sure if you guys can hear me. I
We can hear you
guys. Let me go ahead
loud
and
and
try
clear.
to.
Get rid of one and bring you in on another one. Okay, there you go.
All right, let's get a better camera in. I was getting interrupted there on my other device. Can you guys hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic. You know, it's Monday morning. We get tons of calls coming in right now. So I guess that kind of messed up my other device. But I'd like to touch a little bit on what Brother Kwame just said. He is absolutely dead on. So what we have the big players, right? The big players are Google, Facebook, Instagram. These are the big players. And the big players, they don't delete your content. They don't delete your information. So even if you delete your account is not technically deleted.
You will still get information.
So the FBI, the CIA will always be able to access information that you thought was deleted. Even if you go and delete a YouTube video, right? That video technically is not deleted. You might not have access to it, but it doesn't mean that it's not on someone's server. It's almost like when you delete an email. When you delete an email, it goes to the trash. You can't see it in your inbox, but it's still there. But if you didn't know it was in the trash, you would think that it's completely deleted, right? That's essentially what servers do. Whatever content gets deleted goes into another area, but it's not gone forever. It can always be retrieved.
Jody Susan says there is no privacy. Privacy is fallacy.
To a certain extent, yes, there is no privacy. And everything that is put out online relating to you. So for example, let's say you get hired by a company and the company writes an article, hey, welcome Kwame to the company, right? And they put your first and last name. You're on it. That's it. There's nothing you can do. I mean, essentially, you can't really keep yourself from being exposed online. You can reduce it, but what winds up happening is, your wife is going to post a picture of you and say, hey, I love my husband. Happy birthday. Okay, you're on there. Your photo's on there. The FBI knows what you look like now. The CIA. So unfortunately, it's almost impossible to not be infiltrated when it comes to the internet. What we're looking to do, what Kwame said, is we want to be able to control what it does to us and for us. You might not be able to control the fact that you're on it, but you can essentially control what the effects that it has on you and how you use it in order to help grow your business. So we're at the beginning of what's only going to get worse with this new thing called the metaverse. I don't know if you guys know Facebook.
Oh yeah, how you gonna miss it? It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. You cannot miss it. So if you haven't learned even the foundational aspects of the internet, it's only going to become more increasingly difficult. These companies want your data. They no longer just want your name, email, phone number, and IP. They no longer just want to know your interests. They now want to know how fast your heartbeat is. They want to know when you're watching something, is it exciting you? At what rate are you perspiring when you see something that's fearful? So it's becoming even more intense than it's ever been. We're going to be immersed within a world where we all have an avatar where we can be in a world. We're going to be able to buy land within the metaverse. We're going to be able to go into coffee shops within the metaverse, right? There's going to be things that we're going to be inundated with when it comes to this new internet that they're creating, that that there's really not going to be any escape. There's really only going to be a participation. And those people that don't adapt it, they're going to miss out, because all jobs are going to be now hiring you within the metaverse. We're going to be joining meetings virtually in the metaverse. See, Zoom is a virtual meeting, but I don't feel like I'm in a room with people on Zoom. I feel like I'm having a meeting and I can see individual faces. When you go into the metaverse, you are now actually going to be immersed in the environment where you're almost sitting in a conference room with your coworkers. So you're going to be able to see their avatar, almost experience, see their expressions and things that you would not normally be able to do on a Zoom. See, if I'm on a Zoom, I can always just, cut my camera off. But if I'm in the metaverse, my avatar, that caricature that represents me is going to really be displaying to the people within that same environment my feelings, my emotions, my thoughts. And what they're going to use, they're going to take that information and they're going to market to you things that, again, that they feel is interesting to you. And so the big players love your information. They are data driven. Google is data driven. So your information is so valuable. Companies like the one that I'm currently chief marketing officer for, called Domestic, we're looking to take that power back. We want to be able to give the consumer their data so that they can now sell their data to whom they want. And it becomes a revenue stream for the consumer rather than the big player. So what Kwame is talking about is extremely important. But there are companies out there that are working towards solving that problem by not allowing these big players to, per se, use and abuse us the way that they have been over the last, decade.
I'm so glad you said that. To get revenue for the consumer and not the corporate. And if you saw that commercial earlier about Quick Click, that is an organization that I just joined. When you buy something and you share it, and somebody else buys something and you get paid for them shopping, you don't get paid from anybody else. So that company you talked about, did you say Domestic?
Domestic, Tomestic. We are leading the industry in changing the way we consume information and we learn. Our number one goal is to take the metaverse and create what's called living books. Living books it's content that we can consume that is going, not just consume, but it teaches us things in the way that it ought to have been. So for example, we look at our students in school. Everyone is struggling. Our students are struggling because, we've changed the traditional way of learning to now this virtual way. And it's hard for kids because they're very visual learners. So what Domestic is aiming to do is to take a basic textbook and bring it to life through AR, VR, and MR. So we're actually going to, and I'm sorry if you don't know what MR, I'm going to break that down. So MR is mixed reality, AR is augmented reality, and VR is virtual reality. They're all different, but they are similar, and they're going to be focusing a lot of what we're experiencing within this metaverse. So what Domestic is looking to do is create our own ecosystem that's specific to learning, only learning. So that way the consumer can become a creator and they can benefit from their creations by having ownership in it, as well as ownership in their data. So for example, the more you learn about yourself, your likes, your interests, you now have the ability to then choose whom you want to share that information with versus them just taking it from you and owning
they've been doing a very good job of that forever and a day.
Something on that.
Sure, go ahead, Baba Kwame Sanors.
And what he's saying is just like I send you Greg Carr and Karen Hunter, what they've taken is their YouTube platform and created narrative to where they have the world's largest Afro-American study online.
What's that called? What is it called? Karen Hunter?
Karen Hunter and Dr. Greg Carr.
Yes.
It's called Narrative. They're on YouTube. You know, I've sent them to you a few
Right.
times.
Right.
What they do is he's a professor at Howard, and what he's done is him and Karen Hunter is a journalist on Sirius Radio, and what they've done is created their own virtual study where they give the information, the books, and they have the people, because it's one part being able to do what he's saying, but we have to, what they've done is gotten the people to write the algorithm and the beta system that they've created, because we have to create our system. There's a book called Black Software, McGill, and what it's talking about is the internet of racial justice. And what we're looking at is that if we're going to participate, we have to write, because Silicon Valley does not have a lot of us sitting there writing programs. And Silicon Valley already knows that their children learn by paper and pencil, not by internet. They do not allow their children to use internet in their school system.
Say that, yes.
And so what we're looking at is that how do we begin to do what he's saying, is to the part of being able to write our own programs, write our own code, and write and create the technological genius that is in us. We have to begin to create what we need for us, not them wanting us to consume what they want to give us. It's a difference, and this is where the challenge is going to come. And being able to have those children sit, they have virtual camps that they are having. How many virtual camps? Our children play all the games, but how many games do they create that look and reflect us? These are the ways in which we're going to be able to work, and even creating our own virtual programs. Because you can buy, like you said, you can buy land, you can buy stores, you can buy, meeting places. You can have a soul food restaurant in the metaverse.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And so, Kwame, you are dead on in that we need to be able to not just increase our digital footprint, but really retain the control of what we're learning and how we're learning it. And so Domestic, I'm so happy that, I partnered as a chief marketing officer for Domestic to be able to bring that to light, because ultimately they are the leading, we are the leading force behind what you're saying. We plan on going into the Board of Education and where we know our children are struggling and suffering with learning, right? They're being forced to watch video on social media and all these things to entertain us, but where are we learning? You see, they say if you want to hide something from the Black community, what do? You put it in a book. So we realize that this has been what they've been doing. They've been hiding things from us. And so I want to be a pioneer in bringing that to life by partnering with companies that are, ahead of the game. And so what Domestic is doing is it's saying, hey, we want to now bring books back to life. We want our kids to not to abhor books or despise books, but to see books as a way to not just gain knowledge, but in a new way. We want to make books more interactive. We want the actual visuals to come to life for them, almost like they're watching a movie. They're reading a book, but using technology, we can take what, words and actually create the visual imagery behind it. So while now they're learning about Martin Luther King, we can actually show them, caricature. We can show them animation. We can show them, we can have them interact with Martin. You're saying, how is this possible? Well, that's the world that we're going to be living in. And so we're moving in that direction, Kwame. And so I want you to take a look at Domestic and see what's happening there in that line. But that is exactly, true what you're saying. And believe me when I tell you, there are people, not many, but there are people who are leading that chariot.
Sister Zelda,
Yes, sir.
I'll get the information for him from you because we're both here in Georgia. I'm down here in Eaton, right by Milledgeville. I'm south of about 2 hours from Atlanta.
Okay, you're 2 hours from Atlanta. He's 30 minutes from Atlanta. So yeah, I will definitely share your info. I want to get a couple of these responses from the internet before we leave. Jody Susan says, wow. And she also says, Grand Rising, Kwame, so good to hear you this morning. And she also says, great show, Zelda. Leslie, thank you for sharing your knowledge. And share, you said share your information as well. What am I supposed to share, Jody? You gotta help me with this. Oh, she also says that quick is still in beta. That's the commercial that I showed you earlier. But you can, all the updates are always on my blog. There it is, Tomestic.com, TONES, Tomestic.com. And they are what now? The organization?
They are the leader in new technology that will help us learn within the metaverse.
Yeah, because when I saw TOMES, when I saw metaverse, I was taken back real quick, and I was like, okay, so this is not all good like they pretended to be. I got to do some homework to do, because if I never trust corporate anything, so I know that they are not have anything for our best interests. Jerry Hunter says, great and informative radio show this morning. Thank you, Jerry. Triad Digital Solutions affiliate partner in Chicago. Yes, thank you so very much for that. And we are bringing into the fold our sister, my executive producer of the Female Solution, because it is now 9:02 and I went a little bit over time, but I just wanted to introduce you to her because we do what's now called the after show here on the Female Solution. So welcome, Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution.
And welcome to your guest. Definitely a very powerful show. I got so many inspirations listening to you, so many creative ideas. So I'm so excited to put them into operation. But definitely, this is an amazing time of opportunity. And some people, when they hear about how the internet and everything online is growing in influence, they tend to panic a little bit. But I always say, don't be afraid of the internet. Whatever we do, it's always the intention behind it. So if the intention is to empower people to make choices, and if the intention is to provide help and service, and if the intention is to interact in a way that is mutually beneficial, then those are the kinds of things we'll create. Now, if the intention is to try to control people, or try to limit people, or try to maintain all the access to information, that's a problem. So one of the things, and we pointed this out, I think a few shows back, where we talked about how this actual pandemic is a benefit, 10 ways you can benefit from it: financially, spiritually, emotionally. I mean, all the ways you can benefit from this time where everybody is basically having to learn how to communicate through the internet, and the opportunities that we have, as my brother says here, to become entrepreneurs, because every business can become a global business as soon as you go online. So that gives everybody an opportunity. And, I've seen it happen even with my daughter. She has an Instagram business, and I've watched her create it and grow it. And it's called Fresh Roots Thrift. And it's on Instagram. Now, she started out with this business. She had a few items because she's got an artistic eye for housewares and nice, elegant things. And she's got some really nice items. And I would go shopping with her. Now,
it's not my thing. I don't have an artistic eye at all. I know nothing about what looks good, what's aesthetically pleasing. So I'd be trying to help. I'd be, oh, what about this? Some set of some little things. She'd go, no. And, oh, what about this? Nah. But then she'd pick out some things, and she knows how to arrange them on her site on Instagram, Fresh Roots Thrift. Nice things. And so she started out. She was thinking she was going to have a local clientele. Chicago, so we'd be personally delivering the things, and then it ended up, her clients were way out across town, and we'd be driving way up. But she wanted to package it up nicely, personally deliver it. But then, of course, the business grew. It just got too much to try to do that. So she started mailing them. She'd take things to the post office and weigh it, and then everything. And then the business grew even more than that. So there wasn't time to do that. So she bought a scale. She bought the labels and all the whole system. So now she can weigh her items, package it up, and then the post office can come and pick it up. And, of course, she went from being local, because like I say, once you hit the internet, you're international. And so her customers are from one coast to the other, from Philadelphia to Los Angeles, and she's constantly shipping and going and buying and packaging and shipping. And I'm like, wow. And then eventually she got to 1,000 followers, and she was like, I reached 1,000. And I mean, she's got people just buy it from her regularly. I'm like, wow. So you're right about the social media, the Instagram platforms and things like that. I mean, I'm watching her just
Never would have thought. Never would have thought.
So it's easily doable if you have something that you're interested in to create a business around it. And
if you have Team Genius Marketing, you can't go wrong. I apologize, Leslie, for keeping you here overtime, but I wanted to acknowledge our executive producer who does the after show. I would like to leave you with the information for you to share about the Teen Talent Contest before you go. This is a global virtual teen talent contest, which airs every last Saturday of the month. So this Saturday, the 29th, is the one that's coming up, in which we encourage our youth to, whatever they're good. If they're good at marketing, I never thought about marketing. They could come on and do a presentation about marketing, about how to grow like FreshRoots.com. Anyway, you can all have your children sign up at hlntvshow@gmail.com. And they can go to our YouTube channel and see we can see all the videos there from the contest. So this Saturday from 12 noon until 1 p.m., you can join us on the Global Virtual Teen Talent Contest, and they have a chance to win $500. If they can sing, they can dance, they can act, they can promote, they can write, direct, whatever they can do, they got a chance to win some money, get them out of your pocket. So be sure and tune in this Saturday from 12 noon until 1 p.m. here on not the Female Solution. It won't be on the Female Solution. It'll be on Higher Learning Network. Higher Learning Network TV show. And I said all that to say this. We were all small once, and we had to grow up, and we had to get a business. And now we have businesses. So how do we market them? And that's where Leslie John comes in. So give us your contact information one more time before you leave.
Yes, absolutely. TeamGeniusMarketing.com to get more information about our services. We do have other websites as well out there, but definitely you're welcome to reach out to me personally, 610-809-6425. At that number, I hold your hand, I walk you through the process, I teach you exactly what you need to know. I use layman terms, I use personal experiences and stories to really help you fully understand how this all works. It can be complicated, it can be daunting, it can be a little bit stressful and scary. Don't worry, we're headed in the right direction, and like our sister said, it's all about the intent. So if we do the right thing as business owners and entrepreneurs, we can create a culture and an environment that will help us grow as well as help our people get what they need.
Amen. Thank you, Leslie John.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
for being such a wonderful guest, so knowledgeable. Thank you, thank you, thank
Yeah.
you. And Jody Susan wants to connect with you, and we do too as well.
Absolutely.
Jody Susan of Susan Essentials. So be sure and look her up. SUSON.
She'll be on tomorrow.
Essentials. Yes, she's on tomorrow with self care. Same time, right here, 7 until 9 a.m. Not exactly sure what she's talking about, but I'm sure she'll tell us. So, and on that note, thank you so very much, Leslie John. We'll be in touch with you, and I've got to get you Minister Plump's information as well because he's interested. So I will text all that information to you. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. You have an awesome Monday and a blessed week. May God bless you, be with you, and help you to continue to grow. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Look forward to chatting with you in the future.
Yes.
Make it a great day, and thanks for joining us. Oh, did I just cut Naima off? Where'd she go? I need Naima. She's doing the after show. Where'd you go to? And Baba Kwame is still here with us.
Yeah, he said some really key things, and
she's talking about self-care. Excuse me, Naima. Removing interferences that contribute to anxiety.
Oh, that's a good one.
Everybody needs to be listening to that show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
thank you for in on that one. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a PayPal account that was hacked a couple of years ago, and
me too.
That's one of the things that we look at, the fact that you have people who try to figure out how they can steal. Now, a thief is a thief. So, if they're stealing in the reality, they're going to try to figure out how they can steal in the virtual reality. So our quest is to make sure that when we're doing business transactions online, that we make them as safe as possible. And there are many different sites where there's safeguards and so forth. I have not done business with PayPal since that happened because I have to figure out how do I keep my information safe. So I've used other means. I haven't had a problem with Cash App yet. I haven't had a problem with Zelle yet. And it's important that financial institutions try to safeguard people from theft. And now one thing I can say about Chase, if something's irregular in my account, they'll halt it immediately, or they'll contact me. Like when I was overseas and they saw transactions, they were like, wait a minute, hold on, you got somebody making purchases over in Japan. And I'm like, yeah, that's me, but they did contact me to make sure. And if somebody charges something, because how you go on sites and they say, oh, take a look at this free offer. And then you hit, okay, sign me up for the free thing. And all of a sudden, $350 comes out of your account. Wait a minute, I didn't know what happened to the free. And so then I'm saying, wait a minute, this was fraud. I did not authorize that. And they will stop immediately and, halt any activity and give my money back and everything. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate Chase Bank for that. I know there are other things that people might say they do, but for me, that's been a good institution for me to do business with because they do protect my interests. And that is important, that your financial institution will protect your interests and immediately respond when there's a fraud issue. I had, when I contacted them about PayPal, and we were able to get through, because somebody had hacked into the account, was buying stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, electronic equipment and stuff. So they were able to reverse all those charges. So that's one of the things when you're going to be doing business online, like we've been saying, that's where we're moving to. And it's a good thing, but also it's necessary for institutions to be ready to safeguard your information. Now, the other great thing about what we're going through with the internet and the marketing, we, the people, can decide what is money. We can create our own currency, and many of us are involved in things like the of course, you've got I'm having a senior moment. What's that? What's the thing we bought?
The bought?
No. The money. The
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, right? Yeah. Yes, Bitcoin. And so, Bitcoin is a digital currency, and the organization we've been working through, they've put safeguards in so that nobody can go into your account, nobody can take money out of your account. And these are a lot of things people are creating. Quick Click, as Jody said, it's in the beta stages now where they're testing, but that's another way that people are going to be doing business. And then what's the sister also that you work with as well? What's her name? Because you run her commercials. She's got a kind of a barter system. What is it?
iTex.
iTex, yeah, right. iTex, another one. So people are creating means of buying, selling, trading, bartering, and they're creating systems that can make sure no one can impersonate you or steal from you. And this is really what's helping us to evolve as a global family to be able to work together cooperatively. So we can iron out the kinks and get rid of access by people who have the intention of theft. And we can make sure that we do good business with each other, develop good relationships of trust and ethics so that everybody can benefit. And the whole idea is for our economy to be inclusive, where everybody has an opportunity to earn a living by their gifts and talents and skills. Everybody has an opportunity to reach out and get what they need from others. And as we develop as a human family, there will be no poverty because everybody will have an opportunity to share in the abundance that Earth has. And this is what we're growing toward. This is why all of these new systems are being created. And this is why we have to weed out the people with the bad intentions, trying to figure out, I want to rule the world and everybody got to come through me. No, we're not having that anymore. Where only one entity controls buying and selling because they're the only ones who can define what money is. Well, now we can create our own money. We can create our own systems. We can create our own buying, selling, trading, and bartering systems. And we can control it as the people so that nobody can shut people out of access to what they need to survive. That's where we're growing to. So that's the good news. Now, some of the things that Baba Kwame spoke about in terms of us being wary of what it could evolve into, that again comes down to the intentions of the people creating a system. So things to look out for when someone creates a system. You can tell if it's for the benefit of all based on what are the results of that system. Is it something that gives greater access to what people need, or is it something that restricts people and creates an exclusion where some people could be cut out of basic necessities? If that's the case, it's not a good thing. Anything that's really for our best interest is inclusive, easily accessible, and beneficial. Anything that's not in our best interest, it creates anxiety because it causes some people to be excluded and not be able to get what they need for basic survival. That's not a good thing. And this is why we're creating new forms of money. Because if you only can have access to buying and selling if you have the currency that one entity decides what currency is, well, then you're cut out of the economic marketplace. So we're seeing the development of currencies that the average person can have access to. And the average person will be able to buy and sell and trade and barter. And the average person will be able to get necessities such as housing and food and clothing. So we're creating these systems now so that even those who before had been impoverished, they'll have access to what they need. And that's the wonderful thing about the internet. But then also, there's always that fear of what happens if the internet shuts down, because we've had those things happen.
Yeah.
So this is why relationships are important to develop. Yes, in a sense, everybody can become anonymous, your phone number or your email address, but being able to be visual, it also helps you to meet people from all over the world, from all across the world, and they become a real live person and not just a number. And when people become people in your eyes, then there's a different way that you relate to them. And this is why our reaching out and talking to people from wherever they are, ultimately it leads to peace, because you're not going to agree to any government policy that advocates that bombs be sent to a country where your friend lives. You're not going to be in favor of that because you don't want to see your friend harmed. So the more we reach out to other places, other states within the United States and other countries outside the United States, the more people are going to be advocates for peace because they have friends in these countries. They're doing business in these countries. They got family in these countries. So they don't want to see any harm come to these countries. This is the benefit of us developing this global platform and this global connection. And even as we develop ways of helping people who are outside of our sphere, like you do with the homeless people. Look at how many people can help with those who are struggling with homelessness, giving them some life-saving things like generators and clothing and things that they need that will get them through this winter without literally dying in this cold. Right. So you can help, you can give, you can make a difference in people's lives halfway across the world.
Yep.
So this is what we're encouraging. You know, all over the world, we can help, we can serve, we can make a difference. And ultimately, we can get those people who have fallen through the cracks as a result of not having access to the economic system. We can bring them back into the fold and empower them in ways that will help them stay safe, healthy, secure, and they can be revived. And perhaps if they've gone through trauma, like many of our veterans, PTSD, you know, coming back, just could not function because of the emotional trauma of war and became homeless because their behavior was so erratic, their family could not have them in the home. So we can get help for people like that. And we can get help for people without judging them because we can understand that they've been through some things. And you know, we can get them survival help so that they're not suffering, you know, out in the cold with no place to go and nobody who will understand. So these are ways that we develop the love within the human family that needs to, first, as they say, start at home and spread abroad. And eventually there will be no poverty. Eventually there will be no suffering. Eventually there will be no disease. Eventually there will be no sickness because we're developing these ways. And I believe someone said, you can find anything on the internet. I think it was Baba Kwame, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You can find any information on the internet. So there's all kinds of, and we present it all the time on healing, on new ways of healing, new ways of discovering how to make your body well and keep it well, new ways of helping even to reduce stress, like you do the breathing every Monday, you know, little things that make a big difference. So we're able to share information that is empowering. And so we need not be afraid of the way the internet is growing. We just need to make sure we master it and use it for the good of our families, our friends, our associates, and the greater society.
Man, it doesn't get any better than that. Baba Kwame, are you still with us? Did you want to comment?
Yes, and Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yes, and I thank you for the perspective in which you've taken it even deeper, because what we're having to do is, how do we use this tool to free us?
Yeah.
How do we use this tool to free us? Because we can, this can become an addiction. It can become, you can become a slave to it, or you can use it to free yourself. All of these are choices.
Yeah.
And it's about choosing to change, to grow into that which the Creator given us to come onto this planet to become. Being and becoming is what a human being does. And what do we become using this techno spiritual, but we also use the natural spiritual, because Naima, I know you started that garden down there in Chicago, being able to show people in the community how to grow food,
Pandemic
how
garden.
to be self-sustaining. And these are the ways in which we can use this. We can use the natural, and we can also use the technical. And the thing is that being able to have balance and being able to balance what the Creator has given us, because this is all Creator is given the mind to create this. But the part is that we create it and honor that which has been given to help us to take from a Homo sapien to a Homo spiritus being, because evolution is now in progress. We have coming up February the 22nd, 2022, will be the alignment of Pluto, and why your system crashed because Mercury is in retrograde, Sister Zelda.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because it definitely crashed. I was like, what's up with that?
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, but the 22nd of February is the 248th anniversary of this country founding, and in alignment with what's above in Pluto. And these secrets and things are now being unveiled. This is a reset. We're in a place in our galaxy that we haven't been in 25,920 years. These are all technology. These are new evolutionary growth of the human mind and being able to create what we're creating. Because if we look back over the time, we have the pyramids and all the great things we built without technology. And they're even baffled that technology can't build what people without technology built.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something to compare with.
That's food for thought. 222. 22. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting date.
Yeah. 2/22/22.
All right. Yeah. Significant.
Very significant. Well, it is.
Because this next month is alignment, because you have February, the second month, the second date is Groundhog's Day 2022. Then you have 2/20/2022. Then you have 2/22/2022.
Okay.
These are certain alignments that only happen in certain timelines, and we're in it. These energies are energies in which if we know how to do and be spiritual, we use the energy for our rituals.
Oh.
And using that energy, we can manifest that which we want to bring forward from the idea. It first it becomes a thought, then an idea, then you manifest it. So these are times that this is the way the system has been working. We're just now becoming aware of it because of the information highway. But we also need to know that in the books, what the young brother was talking about is because the virtual part of the books is all the letters in most books are written in black and it's on white paper. So what's the most important part is looking at what the black shows you how to do.
Teach, my brother. Yes, sir.
Interesting.
Well, it is 9:28. If you just tuned in, you were almost missed the show because we're about to go off the air. But before we do, I do want to remind you that this coming Tuesday, tomorrow, self-care with Jody Susan. She will be here from 7 till 9 a.m. removing interferences that contribute to anxiety. And she left us a page to check out too. I'll check that out momentarily. And Naima, what can we expect on Wednesday?
Well, Wednesday we have our men only discussion. And so that is hosted by Kareem Hamid. And he'll be talking with a panel of men. You know, men are particularly going through some intense times. Last time we spoke about the economic responsibility of men. And this Wednesday, we're going to deal with some of the emotional pressures that men have, and even the, what it means to be a male, and some of the changing cultural attitudes about male and female roles, and how is that affecting men.
Mm.
So we'll get a chance to talk about that.
Yeah.
How those affect relationships.
I love those men only shows.
Yes.
What you say, Baba Kwame?
I said I'm grateful that I didn't know that y'all were doing the men show on Wednesday again. So I'm grateful.
Yeah, we'll make sure we include you in on that panel, because I know you got a lot to say.
Yes.
Yes.
I always look forward to the men only. I was like, "Ooh, child, let them talk. We ain't gotta say nothing. We
I
talking."
know. I learned so much.
Yes, it's like, man, I didn't know men think. They say certain things. I was like, oh,
I didn't know.
yeah, okay. That's why we got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Shut up, Zelda.
Yeah, listen.
Yes, I'm real good at talking. I'm learning how to listen better.
Yes. So it's good. It's going to be enlightening. And then, of course, we've got Thursday with Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And as always, she does some very deep insights as we help people deal with their emotional traumas, getting to the root causes and healing in a way that will actually get rid of the problem and not just mask it with medication.
Welcome to Quick Click, where customers can buy, share.
Heal the mind, heart, and spirit. And then, of course, we got Friday with Health and Wellbeing with Viata, always sharing the latest health news and empowering news so that we can take control of our body's health. And so I'm so grateful for that show. And of course, Saturday there'll be wisdom. Oh, no. Wisdom with Mama D
was on this past week. I listened to.
So we're actually going to be sharing your Global Teen Talent show on this Saturday, and we'll get a chance to hear it on the radio as well, see it on live, and encourage people to, call in and make some remarks. Give their assessments of what they saw. And of course, we're going to urge them to vote, like they're supposed to be voting for the what they think is the best one. So we're going to share that this coming Saturday, the Global Teen Talent Competition, and we're going to encourage teens who have a talent, to register so they can be a part of it in the next competition. I know there's a whole lot of talented teens out here, and we want to give them opportunities for global exposure. So yes, that'll be great. So tune on in, and we're going to encourage you to go to the Higher Learning Network and watch, and then call us with your comments, what you think you saw, and how impressed you were, and some young people that you might know that need to be a part of this show.
Yeah, because they really astound me. I'm like, whoa, I had no idea.
They're
phenomenal. What can I say? We were not like this as kids. These kids can sing, dance, direct.
Yes.
I'm
hearing some young voices.
Sound like Jennifer. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's exciting. So, and Sunday we're back with.
Soul Purpose Healing with Viata on Sunday nights, and always just a show that goes real deep to the soul. So that's where the healing begins, in the soul. And I always love those programs. One of the wonderful things about having this network with the Female Solution is that we get an opportunity to get the gifts and talents from all of our hosts, from their life journey and what they've learned. And every experience is a lesson. So everybody who shares their life lesson helps all of us grow in our wisdom. So I'm so grateful for our team of hosts, and everybody who's contributed, that they're on our tree. And that's kind of symbolic also, because a tree is something that constantly keeps giving, and it's rooted deeply, and it pulls from the nutrients of the soil, and it bears fruit that others can use for nourishment and growth. And so that's who we are. We are.
And that's who we are. 7 days a week
7
as we
days.
close with the promo for the female solution, and you can get a chance to see all of our sisters.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with ZeldaSpeaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with DeSTRESS. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon, 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on Relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
And that, my friends, is the cast. Let's say cast, like this is a show.
Cast.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I don't know how that got done. That's doctor. That's what that is. Y'all know I'm partial. I do that sometimes, so bear with me. So I just wanted to share that with our viewing audience. And before we go, last but not least, you get a chance to see my promo here for Click for organization I just joined because I'm tired of paying Amazon all that money. I can make some money off of it now. So, and it'll be on my YouTube page, on my my what do you call it? My blog, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. And here we go. From the high.
Welcome to Quick Click, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the QuickClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own quick link and begin earning quick cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new quick link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at quickclick.com.
And you can do the same thing, because if you're tired of giving your money to Amazon and Etsy and all the others, now you have a chance when you purchase things that you can benefit from someone else purchasing. So I'm loving this right about now. All that information is on my blog at ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com.
Welcome to QuickClick, where customers buy, share.
That's what it's all about. Sharing.
And that's what you always talk about.
Yes.
It's sharing. We can all benefit if we would just share. So I'm sharing, and I hope you'll share it too. And I hope you'll share this broadcast. Okay?
Yeah.
Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned tomorrow morning for Self-Care with Jody Susan, 7 to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. And we'll see you back here, and we'll do it all over again. And whatever you do something special for yourself, because it ain't but one you.
Hey.
In the words of my girlfriend, Deborah Peterson, who's home from the hospital, love, peace, and hair grease. Make it a great day. Thanks for watching. Oh, and share, and please like and subscribe. Thank you.